Hi, today I would like to talk about making Google Classroom relevant to kindergarten. Before kinders can use Google Classroom safely and appropriately, they must be taught device handling and digital citizenship. Just because we are growing up in an age where toddlers often use their parents' cell phone more than the parents do not assume that they know how to properly care for a device. Before you begin, explicitly teach proper handling and care of devices, such as using two hands when walking and keeping food and drink away from the device. It is also important to discuss keeping personal information private and communicating with respect towards others at this age. Now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to show you how I set up my Google Classroom for kindergarten. First of all, you need to make sure that your school has a Google Suite membership and that all students have a school email account. Once this is in place, setting up a classroom is a breeze. So, the first thing I'm going to do is log into my Google Classroom, which I already have, as you can see right here. And then in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a plus symbol. Click on this symbol to create your class. A new screen will pop up in which you can click Join Class or Create Class. I'm going to go ahead and create a class just because I can. I find it helpful to put the year after the name of the class in case I need to pull stuff up at a later date and time. So for this class, I'm going to label it Kindergarten 1920 Tony Gets, because I already have one where I practiced and that just makes sense. As far as the section with kindergarten, it really doesn't matter because chances are you only teach one class. So I'm going to say section 001. The subject I'm going to teach is all subjects because it's kindergarten, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to write technology. And then finally, it says room number, which my room number is 30. Now I'm going to create my class. On this next page, once it has created, it sometimes takes a few minutes, you're going to see a classroom code. Now, you can send that code out to students to add themselves, or you can go ahead and invite students, which is what I like to do for the stage group. Here's the code right here that you would give them if you're going to do it, or you can go to people up here and come down to students and click the add student button to invite them. So you're going to click on this, and normally I would type in the student's name dot their student ID number at ruffers.net because that's how all of our school emails look like. But because it's summer, I don't have access to any students, so I can't really do that right now. But that's how you would do it if you did have access to students. You have to use their school email account. Also, if you are only one person in a team, but you all want to use the same thing, you can also invite teachers much the same way. You will type their name at ruffers.net or whatever your school domain is. So like mine, I would type Kayla. As you can see, ours are already in the system, so people are already starting to pop up. Martin, which is one of my teammates next year. Maybe it's underneath a different last name. So that's not working. Let me try Jennifer. And there's Jennifer Hunter. She's another one of my teammates. So I would click on her, and then I would click invite down here. I'm not ready to share my Google Classroom with them yet, so I'm not going to do that yet. Also, if you wanted to add email summaries for parents at the end of each week that will let parents know if they're missing work and what types of things they're working on, over here, after you add your students, you'll have a little icon and you can click on it and it'll say more, and then you'll put oh, I'm sorry, that was the wrong one. That's how you individually email them. So let's go back up here to settings, and you're going to click down here to general, and you're going to go to email summaries or guardian summaries, and you will just turn it on. Make sure that you save it when you are done, because otherwise it won't click. So I'm going to click save right here, and now my parents will all get email summaries after each week is over. But if I wanted to send an individual email, that's where I would come over here and click more, and then guardian emails. And I can either email individually, or I can click email all guardians, and all the email addresses are put in the BCC field. One advantage to this is that you will no longer have a need for apps like Blooms, Remind, Seesaw, and Dojo to communicate. So now that your Google Classroom is set up, we can work on organizing your workflow. The first thing to remember is that you should always put a number at the beginning of each assignment title, as it will make it easier to find later. So your first assignment is going to be hashtag 001, and then when you're ready, you'll do hashtag 002, 003, 004, and so on until your assignments stay in order. If you fail to put the numerals first, it will automatically organize your assignments alphabetically and make it a little more difficult to find. So this is the difference between alphabetizing them numerically and alphabetically. If you alphabetize them numerically, you will notice that stuff comes in a sensible order for the time of the year that you would do it. So we have introduction, counting by ones, graphing, adding 2 digits, and our goodbyes. So up here, we did alphabetical, where we have adding 2 digits, counting by ones, goodbyes, graphings, and introductions. So those are not in the right order when I'm going to look for them. And now imagine if there was 700 of those things that I'd have to sort through. And then come February, I may not remember what I titled something in August. So that's one of the main reasons to do it by numerics instead of alphabetic. So for my first assignment, I'm going to use Flipgrid for my classroom. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it's an easy way to do introductions that children can understand. Because honestly, all they have to do is press a plus button. And if we could take a few minutes to show them how to do that, then we're good to go. So when I get to Flipgrid, I'm going to go ahead and sign in because I already have an account. If you don't have one, you may need to make one. It is a little slow tonight for some reason. So I'm going to add a new grid. And my grid is going to be introductions. And if you can't type right, that's okay, because you can always go back and fix it. And I am going to hit next. Actually, I'm going to use the student ID one this time. I haven't really played with it a lot, but we're going to go with that. So no, we're not going to do that because that's a lot of work. So I'm going to select a community grid. I'm going to name it introductions. And then I'm going to hit next. And I can opt to add a password, but I'm probably not going to. And I'm going to launch my grid. Well, here's the cool thing about this. I can come down here and I can share my grid. And I can go to the Google Classroom icon and share it straight to my Google Classroom. Now, once I have that there, which I messed up because I should have titled it hashtag 001. I'm going to pick the classroom I want to add it to, which, hey, we're already there. I'm going to choose an action. I'm going to say create assignment. And I'm going to press go. So for this assignment, hashtag 001, introductions. Please record a short video introducing yourself to the class. And I'm always going to assign it a due date, because if you don't, for some reason it doesn't ever go away. And as far as topics go, I could create a topic, and I'm just going to say my topic is week 1. That'll also help me find stuff later. So now that I've assigned this, I'm going to view what it looks like. So I'm now here. I'm going to click on my assignment. And you know what? I wonder, it's only letting me see the student view. So I'm thinking maybe I should have clicked on that before I ever did anything. So let me see what happens here. Yep. All right, so here I am in my thing. I'm going to press the add response button. I'm going to go ahead and log in with Google. Sign in with my school account. Login is successful. And now I'm going to record a short video of myself telling my students what I want them to do. So you press the record button and you say, wait for the 3 dots to go away, and it starts recording. Hi, thank you for joining my class today. I am so excited that you're here. My name is Mrs. Miles, and I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I love teaching kindergarten. I have 4 children, a dog, and a cat. And I am open to any questions you might have. So when I'm done, I press next. I press next twice. I take a selfie. And then I submit it. So when you do this, there may be a few bumps at first because, you know, students can't read and write and they're still learning, and we have to take our time to teach them every day. But once this is situated, when they log in, they'll see a picture of me and they can click on it and hear what I have to say. So Flipgrid would make a great first assignment for a way to teach children how to integrate technology in their classroom. So one of the nicest things about Google Classroom is it is very easy to use Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Sheets, depending upon the needs of the assignment. You have the option to allow students to view a file, edit a file within a group, or make a copy for each student to edit. Some of the ways in which Google Classroom can be used include adding interactive assignments, such as with Flipgrid, collaborative works using the Google Suite, YouTube video links, and various other applications that, you know, otherwise they would not have access to. While many assignments may use technology, especially in a one-to-one classroom, many others do not. Adding non-digital assignments to your Google Classroom, such as taking a picture of the project or worksheet you are completing to turn in, will help with accountability, as well as possible communication to parents about the types of non-digital assignments you are using. One of the advantages of the Google Suite is that students can use the voice-to-text option to complete assignments. The voice typing icon is underneath Tools. You will click on Tools and then click on Voice Typing and click on the microphone. After you have done this, all that is left to do is speak what you want to write. This is especially useful to help students understand the oral word has a connection to the written word. Here's an example of how it works. So I'm going to click on Tools as soon as it opens. And then I'm going to click on Voice Typing. For some reason it's not working today. There we go. And then I'm going to click on the microphone and I'm going to start talking. This is how text-to-speech works. I can then go back and edit anything I don't want in there. So when I get down at the end of the sentence, words just magically appear. Students can also have their computers read to them. So if you've typed out directions, you can teach them how to have the computer read the directions out loud to them. This will foster greater independence among your classroom and lessen the interactions at your teacher table. Examples of assignments that you can use with Google Slides include inserting shapes to match a number on a slide. So in this exercise, a teacher had pre-made a Google slide that said how many are there with the number 4, and the student had to insert 4 hearts. Examples of assignments another example of an assignment you can use is finding word families. Students can use the voice-to-speech app on their Google Chrome Classroom thing and speak words that have certain endings for word families, and then explore and use the Explore tab to insert those pictures. So for the at family, students were able to click on the microphone and say cat, rat, and bat and find pictures. They didn't have to know how to spell them yet. This can be done as a collaborative effort among groups, with the whole class, or individually. Another way that children can use Google Classroom is to combine technology with manipulatives. This might be with graphing the weather or using counting bears to graph the colors. Fluency Tutor is an app for Google that will work great with Google Classroom. You can get a free 30-day trial to see if it was for you. Here's a short video that explains how it's used. As you can see, there are many ways in which Google Classroom can be used with kinders. I hope you enjoyed this video.